So just on my last video about egoic witches being the reason that all of us got burnt, some people are confused and they think that I don't understand that the Catholic institution is the reason that indigenous people of the earth across the world were murdered, and that I'm blaming women. Okay, so you're obviously not familiar with my work. You can go to my YouTube channel and watch a sermon called The Truth About Satan, Your Friend, where I break down the fact that light and dark is not outside of us, and how indigenous Christians, which were shamanic Christians like myself, were murdered by the Catholic institution. In fact, it's the thing I go on about all the time. Okay, I grew up in fundamentalist Christianity, and I am here to literally light a match and burn that shit down. And I'm reclaiming Christ in the shamanic way, which is through nature, through the earth. Okay, I'm always going on about this. The Catholic institution is the institution in the world that has murdered the most people, over 120 million souls. They murdered indigenous shamanic people across the earth. Okay. Now, that being said, because I've literally been saying it for years, what now remains is a goddess culture, and goddess culture is shamanic culture, okay? Goddess culture is shamanic, earth-based culture. So what remains as a predominant note in culture is that goddess culture is now patriarchal in its expression because the institution murdered all the shamans. So what we have now is goddess teachers, funnily enough, always presenting in a way that is pleasing to the patriarchal gaze and the patriarchal constraints, which is quiet, silent in the face of genocide, pliable, cute, sexy, erotic, pretty. Now, while those aren't bad things, because that is one aspect of the feminine, Lakshmi, there are another 9. But what I see in goddess culture is women only embodying that archetype of the feminine because it's the one archetype that suits the patriarchy, in fact, suits the religious institutions that murdered us. They didn't murder cute, pliable, silent, pretty women. They murdered fucking nut shamans. That's who they murdered. They didn't murder you, they murdered me. And they murdered me because I'm the fullness of her. Her power, her voice, her courage in the face of genocide. So if you are only embodying that cute, pretty, erotic, sensual aspect of the goddess, you are in fact the result of the Catholic Inquisition over centuries. You are the patriarchal result, my friend. And that's what that video was about. It's about the status of goddess culture today and how it's become a form of black magic. Because all I see is cute, pliable, silent, overly sensualized women who teach a form of individuated or capitalistic goddess culture. They don't speak for the community. They don't speak for the wellness of the earth. They speak about themselves and what they can manifest and all the things they can have, just like the Catholic institution wanted you to. So yeah, just to reframe that for some people who seem to be confused about where my alliances lie.